Troops of the Nigerian Army's 8th Division in Sokoto have neutralized a notorious bandit kingpin, Kachala Kalamu, during an operation in Sabin Birnin local government area. A senior military source in Sokoto, who spoke on condition of anonymity, described the development as a major breakthrough in ongoing counter-banditry efforts. According to the source, Kalamu, a close ally and senior lieutenant of infamous bandit leader Bello Turji, was taken out in a joint operation carried out with local vigilante groups. He was killed alongside one of Turji's key logistics suppliers in the early hours of Monday near Kurawa village as troops launched a major offensive. Kalamu, from Garin Edi in Sabin Birni LGA, had long been known for terrorizing communities in the area. He reportedly returned to the region after fleeing a military onslaught in June 2025, during which he was believed to have sought refuge in Kogi State. The military source commended residents for providing strong and timely intelligence that helped track the bandit leader's movements. Citizens, including the special advisor to Governor Ahmad Aliyu on security matters, retired Kal Ahmad Usman, are said to be celebrating the success of the operation. Nigeria and the Alliance of Sahel States are giving sharply different accounts of how a Nigerian Air Force C-130 transport plane and 11 soldiers ended up detained in Burkina Faso. The aircraft made an emergency landing in Bobo Dioulasso on Monday, but the incident has now triggered a wider diplomatic dispute over alleged airspace violations. The Alliance of Sahel States, which includes Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger, insists the Nigerian plane entered its airspace without permission and was forced to land. In a joint statement, the bloc called the episode a serious breach of sovereignty and said its air and anti-aircraft defenses have been placed on high alert with orders to neutralize any further unauthorized flights. Nigerian authorities reject the accusation and say the C-130 crew diverted to Bobo Dioulasso only after detecting a technical fault while en route from Lagos to Portugal. The Air Force has described the landing as a routine safety precaution and said the crew initially received cordial treatment from Burkinabe officials. According to AES, the plane was carrying 2 crew members and 9 Nigerian soldiers who are now being held for questioning in Burkina Faso. The bloc argues that the flight had no valid overflight clearance and claims radar monitoring showed it crossing restricted airspace before being compelled to land. The row comes just days after Nigeria deployed jets and troops to neighboring Benin Republic to help crush a failed coup and operation that has already unsettled some regional governments. Analysts warn that the detained aircraft and soldiers represent the first direct confrontation between Nigeria and the Sahel Alliance since Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger quit ECOWAS. Former Senate leader Aline Doum has praised President Bola Tinubu's approach to tackling insecurity, saying recent military gains show that his strategies are beginning to yield results. He noted that coordinated operations by the armed forces and other security agencies have led to the killing and arrest of bandits and terrorists across several northern states in recent weeks. Doum singled out Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum for special commendation, describing him as a model for other northern governors. He said Zulum's constant presence in rural communities, investment in local security outfits and support for the military have greatly complemented federal efforts against insurgents. The senator urged other northern governors to adopt a more hands-on style similar to Zulum's by regularly visiting troubled areas, supporting security agencies and addressing the root causes of violence. He argued that stronger cooperation between federal and state authorities is essential to restore peace, reopen farmlands and reduce poverty in the region. Ghana will on Saturday, December 13, 2025, bid its final farewell to the former Minister for Defense and former Director of Elections and IT of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, Dr. Edward Omain Boma. His funeral rites will be held at Jackson's Park in Koforidua, beginning at 12 o'clock noon, according to an official announcement from the presidency. The ceremony is expected to draw a large gathering, including family, government officials, executives of the NDC, state dignitaries, and members of the public who continue to mourn the loss of the respected statesman. Dr. Boma's passing has been described as a major national tragedy, given his long service to the nation and his central role in public life. He died on August 6, 2025, in a military helicopter crash that claimed the lives of all 8 people on board. The incident involved a Harbin Z-9EH aircraft, tail number GHF 631, operated by the Ghana Air Force. The crash also took the lives of several senior government officials and military personnel. They included Minister for Environment, Science and Technology Ibrahim Murtala Muhammad, Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator Munairu Muhammad Limuna, NDC Vice Chair Samuel Sarpong, former parliamentary candidate Samuel Aboaji, Squadron Leader Peter Bafemi Anala, Flying Officer Manin Tum Ampadu, and Sergeant Ernest Ado Mensah. The Ministry of the Interior has unveiled a new online service portal designed to streamline immigration and administrative processes for both foreign nationals and Ghanaian citizens. Speaking at the launch in Accra, Interior Minister Muntaka Muhammad said the platform will improve efficiency, enhance data collection, and provide timely feedback to users as the ministry advances toward a fully paperless operation. The portal will track foreign nationals who overstay their 90-day visa limit, process applications for dual citizenship, and manage requests for the transfer of deceased persons from Ghana to other countries. Under the new system, foreigners seeking Ghanaian citizenship will be required to pay a $250,000 application fee and invest an additional $250,000 in a business or company in Ghana. The portal is set to go live on December 15, marking a significant step in the ministry's digital transformation. The government has formally submitted to Parliament a bill to legalize commercial motorcycle and tricycle operations, popularly known as Okada. The bill was laid by the Minister for Transport, Joseph Bukari Nikpi. The proposed law seeks to amend the Road Traffic Act 2004, Act 683, to provide for the use of motorcycles, tricycles and quadricycles for commercial purposes. It will also facilitate the development of standards for seatbelts, safety gear, and other required equipment, as well as make provisions for related regulatory matters. With the bill laid in Parliament, lawmakers are expected to debate and review the proposed amendments soon. If passed, Ghana will repeal or modify relevant sections of the Road Traffic Act 2004, Act 683, and LI 2180, legalizing commercial motorcycle transport under a regulated, licensed framework. The introduction of the bill aligns with long-standing advocacy for the legalization of Okada, a position championed most prominently by President John Mahama. During the 2020 election campaign, and reiterated in the lead-up to the 2024 polls, President Mahama pledged to legalize and regulate the Okada industry if elected. He argued that the sector had become a major source of youth employment and deserved government's. After 2 years of war that shattered the Gaza Strip, universities are cautiously reopening, offering students a fragile return to education. Before the conflict began in October 2023, Gaza had 17 higher education institutions, but more than 100 university buildings have since been destroyed and about 200 staff members killed, according to the Palestinian Ministry of Education. At Al-Azhar University, teaching has resumed on a temporary campus, where damaged classrooms and improvised spaces reflect both the destruction and students' determination to continue studying. Vice-Chancellor Dr. Mohammed Shubair said the university taught online throughout the war using satellite internet, and moved back to in-person learning once conditions allowed, even though its new Al-Zahra campus was completely destroyed. Shubair said Al-Azhar is an academic institution that promotes peace and has no role in the conflict. He recalled warning Israeli intelligence that attacking educational facilities would violate the Fourth Geneva Convention, but the buildings were still demolished. The Israeli military told ABC News it found Hamas infrastructure at the site, saying it struck militants, destroyed tunnels and removed terror infrastructure around the university. Shubair estimated that the destruction of the new campus cost about $30 million, with overall losses exceeding $40 million. Still, he said Gaza's message remains one of hope and the belief that education is essential to peace and stability. Indian authorities have deported 32 Nigerians after a nationwide crackdown on an alleged transnational drug network operating across several major cities. The deportations came less than 2 weeks after around 50 Nigerian suspects were arrested in coordinated raids led by India's elite anti-narcotics group for law enforcement, known as EAGLE, working with Delhi police. Investigators say the network was allegedly controlled by a Nigeria-based kingpin identified only as Nick, who is wanted in multiple drug trafficking cases in India. Officials claim all the Nigerians arrested in Delhi were working for the fugitive mastermind, who is believed to have about 100 associates in the city alone. A forensic review of seized phones and laptops reportedly showed a client base of more than 3,000 people across India, pieced together from payment records, encrypted chats and delivery contacts. The syndicate is accused of running a multi-layered supply chain that moved narcotics to customers nationwide while masking proceeds through complex financial channels. According to EAGLE and Delhi police, some drug payments were routed through seemingly legitimate businesses, including publishing, footwear and apparel firms, which allegedly helped launder illicit funds. One publisher was reported to have transferred about 2 million rupees to Nigeria in partnership with members of the network. Venezuelan opposition leader and 2025 Nobel Peace Prize laureate Maria Corina Machado will not attend today's ceremony in Oslo due to a long-standing travel ban imposed by President Nicolas Maduro's government. Machado, 58, has been unable to leave Venezuela for nearly a decade and has been in hiding since August 2024 amid an intensified crackdown on opposition figures after a disputed election. The Norwegian Nobel Institute said it cancelled a scheduled press conference because her location and travel plans could not be confirmed. The ceremony will proceed, with organizers emphasizing that her absence highlights Venezuela's ongoing democratic struggle. Machado won the 2025 Nobel Peace Prize for her leadership in uniting Venezuela's opposition and pushing for free elections and democratic reforms. Although she won the 2024 opposition primary, she was barred from running and later supported another candidate who independent tallies said defeated Maduro, results the government rejected, triggering protests and mass arrests. U.S. President Donald Trump has again defended his push to end birthright citizenship, arguing that the 14th Amendment was intended for the children of enslaved people, not for wealthy immigrants, tourists, or temporary visitors. He claims the citizenship clause, adopted after the Civil War, has been abused by foreigners seeking U.S. citizenship for their children. On his first day back in office in January 2025, Trump signed an executive order directing federal agencies to stop granting automatic citizenship to most children born in the U.S. to non-citizens. Under the order, babies born 30 days after his inauguration would not qualify unless at least one parent is a citizen or permanent resident. Federal courts quickly blocked the policy, and the legal battle is now before the U.S. Supreme Court, which will decide whether a president can restrict birthright citizenship without a constitutional amendment. Critics say the order contradicts more than a century of established legal precedent. Trump's legal team argues that the 14th Amendment requires more than birth on U.S. soil, and that Congress never intended it to cover the children of undocumented migrants or short-term visitors.